Whenever you're ready.
Steve,
Yes.
could you please state your name for the record?
Hi, I'm Ava Bancroft.
Ms. Bancroft, we know why you're here today, but can you tell us why you decided to testify?
I'm here to clear my name and explain exactly what happened with my casino proposal.
So what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm the owner of the Black Bear Casino, and I'm president and CEO of Bancroft Entertainment.
How'd you come to be the owner and CEO of Bancroft Entertainment?
Well, Bancroft Entertainment and the Black Bear have been in my family for generations. I started working there right when I turned 18, worked my way around all the major departments, and when my father passed away, I inherited the casino and Bancroft Entertainment.
So we've heard a lot of testimony today about your desire to get a second casino. Can you tell us why you wanted that?
I needed the casino.
Why is that?
Well, after going over my finances with my assistant Corey about a year ago, we realized that Bancroft Entertainment would eventually be going in the red.
Can you explain what you mean by going in the red?
Well, with the Black Bear Casino, in the short run, it was making some good profits, but in the long term, it was not doing very well.
Were there problems that you saw?
There were, especially with the consistency of profits with the casino. In the short run, profits were looking good, and that was on the good days. We would have these good days where the casino would be profitable, but there were bad days where we wouldn't be making money. We would actually be in the negative. The bad days have started to outweigh the good days.
Did you have a strategy to try to fix these problems?
We did. Corey and I decided that one way to kind of alleviate the financial troubles of the Black Bear was to dabble in some other facets of business. We met with other local business people to acquire their businesses and flip them and make a profit of those businesses.
Before we go into a couple of those other businesses, could you tell us if the Black Bear was profitable at all?
Well, yeah, it was profitable, like I said, in the short term. We would have our good days where people would come to the casino, it'd be very lively, those weekend nights where high-profile people would come to gamble. But in the long term, there were some problems for sure.
So can you explain to us how you're so sure that these other businesses would be able to compensate for the losses of the Black Bear?
Well, these businesses were, we were going to flip these businesses and make them profitable, and that would make up for the lost profits of the Black Bear. I met with Francis Conroy and Hayden Hathaway, and we decided to acquire those businesses.
So since you were in line to get these other businesses, can you tell us why exactly you wanted this new casino as well?
Well, the businesses were going to make up for the lost profits of the Black Bear, but for Bancroft Entertainment as a whole, we needed something new, something to bring in more profit. And the new casino would be more than just a casino, as outlined in the proposal I submitted to the Midlands Gambling Commission.
So let's clarify something else. How are you so sure that the profit you get from these other two smaller businesses will compensate for the losses of the Black Bear?
Well, like I said, this casino would be more than just a casino. Besides the 500 slot machines, the 14 gambling tables, there would be a new restaurant with celebrity chef Lauren Bondo as the chef. We would have a new hotel, a 8,000 square foot conference room, and a new wedding venue.
So let's talk about some of the stuff we've heard in today's trial. Do you recall Dr. Warren's testimony?
I do.
Do you recall Dr. Warren's testimony about the March 31st conversation?
Yes,
Did everything Dr. Warren told you about sweetening the pot occur?
it did. On March 31st, I had a meeting with my assistant Corey and Officer Keenan, and Corey told me to sweeten the pot, just like Officer Keenan had told him to.
Was it at this meeting that you decided to offer a bribe?
It was. After these numerous attempts to convince both Officer Keenan and Corey that my proposal was best for Midlands, everything I suggested in the meeting was shot down. Officer Keenan made it extremely clear that I needed to do something to make this deal happen.
So let's take a step back and talk about your initial thoughts about the meeting. Going into the meeting, what did you think was going to be discussed?
Well, I thought it'd be about the proposal I'd put together and the merits to that proposal.
Was that what was discussed?
It wasn't. At first it was. I was talking about the amenities to the proposal. Corey then suggested I do something to sweeten the pot. And it was then that Officer Keenan, again, seemed uninterested, and he said I would need to do something to make this deal happen. It seemed to be all they were concerned with.
Ms. Bancroft, were you ever the first one to bring up the idea of a bribe?
Absolutely not.
So let's move on to some of the later meetings. Now, on April 16th, did you meet with anyone?
Yes, that was the meeting with Chase Covington, Officer Keenan, Corey Hyde, and myself. I wanted to talk to Chase directly, tell him the merits to my proposal, and hopefully he would vote for my proposal.
Did Officer Keenan or Corey Hyde bring up this idea of a bribe again at this meeting?
Officer Keenan, he actually passed me a napkin to write on, and he whispered, "It's all about the money." I wrote, yeah, that's when I decided that this bribe needed to happen. I wrote yes equals 150K on the napkin and slid it to Chase.
You also heard Officer Keenan's testimony earlier. Officer Keenan testified that you initially refused to write on the napkin. Is that true?
Yeah, initially I pushed the napkin away. I did not want to do that at first, but Officer Keenan handed me another napkin. That's when he whispered, "It's all about the money."
So when did you actually follow through with the bribe?
Well, on April 16th, I was supposed to have another meeting with Officer Keenan, Chase Covington, and Corey Hyde in Suite 312 of the Black Bear Hotel. I put $250,000 in a briefcase, as suggested in our meetings, and I took it with me to that meeting.
Was Suite 312 the place where this exchange was supposed to occur?
Yes, it was supposed to occur in Suite 312 where our other meetings had happened.
So, Ms. Bancroft, given all of this information, why didn't you just walk away?
Well, you see, it wasn't that easy. The Black Bear Casino and Bancroft Entertainment as a whole isn't something I couldn't just walk away from. Our business was going in the red, and Officer Keenan made it very clear that unless I bribed Chase, I was not going to get this casino. Ultimately, I had to do it to save my business.
Thank you, Ms. Bancroft. I have nothing further.
All right.